Hello, everyone. Welcome to Switchcraft, the Fingerboard podcast. My name is Jana, and this time I have a guest again from the other side of the world. This time I'm talking to Cube from this FB in Denver, Colorado. So if you would introduce yourself.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good to be on here. I appreciate you giving us this opportunity to chat about what we do.
Absolutely. So, let's first start with a few words about you. So, when did you get into fingerboarding, or when did you first learn of what fingerboarding actually is? Like, there was more than just a tactic in a shop.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm an older guy here, so I definitely have been messing with these things for a really long time. I would say I was probably 12 or 13 years old, probably around 1995 or 96. I remember going into this like local skate shop that I'd, get boards from and get clothes from and everything. And they had the little plastic like keychain boards, which I know some people have talked about on here before,
Yes.
So this was even way before Tech Deck. And yeah, I remember seeing him in there and just being like, what's up with that? And I remember the dude that was there, like they had one and he was like, oh yeah, you can like, do tricks with it on your desk or whatever. And I was like, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to grab one of those. So yeah, I mean, I basically remember seeing it for the first time there. And I mean, I've always been super into skateboarding, snowboarding, I've always been just all about that lifestyle. So like doing tricks, with a miniature board just, made sense. But yeah, I mean, I would break those things all the time. I mean, I probably have 10 of them and I still have a lot of them. I have a couple of them that are still all together, but most of them are all broken to pieces. But I remember like going in there one time and then next thing you know, they had tech decks in there. And this was before, you saw tech decks at Walmart or Target or anything like that. It was just local skate shop. Yeah. And I was just like, oh man, this is a whole new level, and then, yeah, I was always getting them from there too. And I was trying to think back, like I never really saw videos. I never really had friends that were into it. I just like basically emulated the tricks I was doing on my skateboard with a miniature one, So I don't know, like I've always been into it and always been doing it, but never really saw anybody else really into it. I mean, I got other friends into it and stuff, but yeah, that's kind of where it all started.
So you didn't happen to have the VHS back then, the 411 one with Tech Deck?
I think I did. I did. I had 411 videos, and then I remember seeing the like Fingers of Fury video.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. Then that was it. Yeah, I remember seeing that. And like at that point, like I knew you could do cool tricks, but then seeing that, I was like, oh man, like these dudes are crazy good. I thought I was pretty good at it until I saw that,
Yeah, that's a reoccurring thing, I think.
Totally. So yeah, so then I guess I would say like, I used it a lot, like all middle school through high school. I graduated high school in probably around, I think it was 2001. And then started art school, Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design. I graduated in 2004. And I remember I had a fingerboard with me like all the time in my pocket. I was always messing with them. And then I think like after I got out of college, like I kind of stopped. I always sort of had one on my coffee table and had like a little feature. Like I built features in high school and stuff in my wood shop class. So I had those around and I would mess with them, but it wasn't super serious. I mean, I could do tricks and stuff, but like, I wasn't carrying it around with me all the time. So then let's see, in 2012, we started this, basically this art, print, and design. And in 2000, it was around 2016, my buddy that started this business with me, he was just like, hey, have you seen this flat face? Like, have you seen these flat face boards or whatever? These like pro fingerboards? Because I was always playing with a tech deck on my desk and stuff, doing design work. And he showed me like a video of Mike Schneider or whatever and what he was doing. And I was just like, oh my God, like I'm going on here right now and ordering one of these boards. Like this is next level, you know?
Cool.
So it was 2016 and I definitely got Berlin Wood, Black River trucks. I got flat face wheels. And man, when I got that in, I was just like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! This is so cool!" Like I remember the bearings in the wheels, the wood board, and then the foam grip tape. Like that, like blew my mind. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe like how
it's
much better it made it. Like it was crazy
such a big difference.
for real. And
Like
then,
the tape, I can never write like
oh yeah,
back then we used sanding paper
yeah.
or skate grip that was left over
I would,
from
yeah,
gripping
I
a
would cut
skateboard.
like the chunks of grip tape off from my board that I was gripping and
Yeah,
save those
exactly.
for my tech decks. And
Yeah,
then my fingers were constantly all tore up from
yeah.
using grip tape.
I would like slightly pre-cut my grip tape with scissors.
Yep,
So I
exactly.
had something with the paper still under it, and
Yep,
yeah.
exactly. Yep. I probably still have some of those chunks laying around somewhere too. So yeah, I mean, once I got a hold of that, then like I seriously carried that thing around with me everywhere. I was constantly doing tricks at my desk. Then I started like diving into like looking up other companies. I didn't even have an Instagram at this point. Like there
Mm,
was some stuff on Facebook. I mean, I never got into any forums or anything like that.
mm,
But like I started like, searching around and I'd find those kind of like bigger companies and different people and started grabbing different things.
mm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I also just got an Instagram account for fingerboarding. Like I never had an Instagram account before,
Yeah.
and yeah, I just got it to look at stuff, and then I posted my first thing. Like I think that's me snowboarding with a Aussie Berlin hoodie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically, kind of for me, like I was playing with this thing like in my basement, like setting up stuff while I was playing video games. I
Mm,
was messing with it. I would always carry it around with me, but like, I would like keep it on the down low, like, doing some tricks or whatever.
mm.
And I seriously thought like I was probably the only person in Colorado that was like, playing with a fingerboard. And I saw this flyer for a meetup, and it was one of Northwood's meetups. Let's see.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was his second one. And I think it was May 2018. So and then I started looking back and I was like, whoa, this dude's doing like an event, like a get together. I looked it up. He did one in 2017 and it was like right by my house. And I didn't even know that it was a thing. And like, see, here I am like playing with a fingerboard in my basement, and there's like an event like seriously right up the street from me. I didn't even know was happening. So that's a bummer. I missed that one.
Oh, you
But
missed it. Oh,
yeah, I missed
damn.
I missed the very first one he did. But so
Ah,
then I saw the second
damn.
one, and it's actually a funny story because I grew up in the mountains, and Northwoods is up in Fairplay in the mountains, and it's pretty close to where I grew up. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go check this out. It's pretty close. I'll go visit my parents and go check this event out. And I seriously thought I was gonna be like this old dude with like a bunch of kids like playing with fingerboards.
Mm.
And when I got there, like clearly we all know that that's not the case. I was
It's
blown away.
it sometimes is, but yeah,
Yeah,
more often than not, it's mostly older people. Like,
dude, here in Colorado, like it is mostly older people. It's
well, like
crazy. I mean, we have
some
some younger kids, but
yeah, sometimes at the Yazzie shop, there's like 13, 14, 15-year olds,
yep,
but
yep,
they're mostly like in town with their parents visiting
mm-hmm,
Berlin, and they spend a day at the shop, and the parents
yep,
can do whatever they want for a day.
yeah,
And yeah, but mostly, and even back in the day, I remember one event where like there was nobody from the scene there. Like it was a small contest. It was mostly kids from like I think it was a U.S. air base that
oh yeah,
they were stationed in Germany, and the only person from the scene other than me was Martin Winkler,
oh
and
wow,
so I basically hung out with him a whole day, and that's really why I know him, not from hanging out with him at other events before or after, but
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that's like a rare occursion that it's
It's all
mostly old.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mostly people our age, and I think I'm pretty much in the average age group. Like I'm soon turning 34,
Yeah.
and a lot of, like, most of my friends are, I would say, 29 to 36, like around my age.
So I'm 38. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm right along there with you.
yeah.
So yeah, so basically, like, I go to this first event, I just meet like all these awesome people. I see all these crazy parks. He's selling all this stuff, and I'm like,
Was it the first time you rode a park that was not
yes,
built by
oh for
yourself?
sure, yes for
Yeah, I
sure.
still remember that feeling.
Oh man, and I was just like, oh my god. So I remember LAFB came out from California. The
Mm.
guys from Blacklist came out, and they had like this Carlsbad Gap and stuff. Like,
Yeah, the LFB stuff is
yep.
insane.
And dude, I remember meeting those guys and just be like, oh my God, you guys came out here from California with all this stuff. Like, and seeing those parks and just like the level that it was at, like, I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And then every single person I met was like, what's your Instagram? Do you got an Instagram? What's your Instagram? And I was like, no, dude, I didn't even know anybody else did this, like,
Yep.
so everybody's like, well, you got to start one, dude. You got to start one. So pretty much like after that was when like I was like, okay, I'm gonna start this CubeCo FB, and get that fired up and see kind of what connections and what people I can find, and then it just spiraled totally out of control from there. So, and here we are. So
Yeah. One thing I want to mention, since we're on that topic, you mentioned Northwoods, and I just wanted to say that the documentary about
oh
Northwoods
yeah,
is like one of the best
oh my God,
things in
so
fingerboarding I've seen
amazing.
this year. Like, probably the best.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I mean,
So
straight up,
if you ever see him the next time,
yeah,
that shit was insane.
I'll
It
tell him.
was
So I
absolutely
mean,
amazing.
the dude that did the filming for that's Slamsville. His name's Tim. Like, he's on our
Mhm.
flow team. That dude is here
Oh,
all the time. He's awesome. He's actually working on something like that for us here at this too, which is
that's
going to be
amazing,
really cool.
because
Yeah.
he seemed to know what he was doing.
Oh yeah, he does professional. He does that
Yeah,
professionally,
yeah.
and that level is just out of
You see
control.
that immediately.
Oh,
Like,
for sure. Yeah.
as soon as I saw like the first few sequences, I was like, this isn't like your
Oh my
average
God. Yeah,
fingerboard
amazing. Like
thing. Like,
goosebumps thinking about
yeah,
it for sure. Yeah, so good. I've had multiple conversations with both those guys about how amazing that thing was for sure.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give definitely props to Northwoods. I mean, he definitely had like he grandfathered our like whole scene here in Colorado. If it wasn't for him like doing those first events, like he got the ball like rolling and started like connecting everybody with those couple things,
And each scene needs someone like that. Like, you
Totally.
always need someone to like organize events, bringing parks, bringing
Yeah.
in people,
Yeah.
having products to sell at an event, or just like
Mm-hmm.
distribute to people. And because
Yeah.
like getting people who aren't that deep into it is like, that's what events are for. Like,
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I mean, basically, I saw this and talked to him. I mean, we're good buddies. I talk to him often. And yeah, like, he's done so much to help. But like, basically, after I saw that, I was like, like, we got this cool shop, like we're running this art print and design company. Like, we got some space, like we could throw an event at our shop. So, I mean, I worked with him and he kind of helped us get it wrangled. And yeah, we did our first event in 2018, this FB throwdown. And it was amazing. We had like, over 100 people, tons of product, bunch of parks. Like, it was awesome.
So the non-fingerboarding part of this is a shop where you do designs for shirts and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yep. So
print
yeah, it's like
things.
art print and design studio. We print shirts, we make stickers, we do a lot of stickers, and we do a lot of stickers for a lot of people in the fingerboard world. Tiny little
That's
ones,
cool
sticker
to hear.
packs. all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we do so much for the fingerboard world now at this point. It's awesome. It's like half of our business now, which is so amazing. But yeah, we do murals, we do graphic design, we do all kinds of different stuff like that.
Remind me to hit you up later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, seriously, anybody that needs any stickers, hit us up or whatever, shirts, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, when was the first event roughly?
So it was our first event at this was 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, 2019. 2019. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and then we did
younger than I thought.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we basically kind of just jumped in on it. 2020, like we had our second, throwdown number 2, and COVID hit after I launched the flyer. I seriously posted pushed it back like month after month after month until finally we were like, you know what? Like, let's just do this. It's the middle of summer. We'll do everything outside. Everybody's got to wear a mask. And we were like, let's just get this done. And we still had like probably 75 to 100 people come through, but we spread everything out. Everybody kept their mask on, and it was all good.
Nice. Yeah, basically the weekend that COVID hit in Germany, I was at a fingerboard event, which was like the last time I got to see other people for the first 12 weeks or something like that. And that event got like officially canceled because the venue was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And then they found something else and it was much smaller and stuff. But yeah.
Well, that's good. You still got to do it.
Yeah, and I cherished that weekend for quite a while after, because after that no event in the summer was happening. Like we had one event in the summer, but yeah, that was comparatively small for an Aussie Berlin event.
We did have a pretty good sized one kind of right before COVID hit that we all got to see each other for. It was at Middle State. That was like the last big Colorado one right before COVID hit.
So how many parks do you have at your location, or how many spots?
So we got, I counted them before we did this. I mean, we got 9. We have 9, and then like basically a flat surface for like games of skate kind of set
That's
up right
a lot.
now.
Like,
and then we have a whole shelf that's filled with features and tons of different stuff. So we kind of have like, it's like we got a bunch of the Brickabilly stuff, which that dude is amazing.
Stefan is super cool.
Oh my God, he's so cool. I feel like I got a plaza from him like before he really like started getting huge, I feel like I jumped in right before like he just got crazy, so I've had his stuff for a while, but yeah, it's great. That park is so cool because like people come in and they set it up like different every day.
So cool. Like we have a set at the Other Berlin shop, which was like, I don't want to brag, but I think that was like even earlier.
Yeah.
And like nobody, like no one of us had ever seen anything like that before. Like we were all used to bolted in place like parks, and he's basically the inspiration why I built my park the way I did. Because I
mean, I feel like a lot of people, especially here in Colorado, like we're kind of shifting that direction a little bit where things are movable, maybe the ends are the same, but kind of the middle can be moved around,
Yeah, I just went the whole way in. Everything is movable. Like I can disassemble that park in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got one at my house too. That's basically that as well. So totally changeable.
I'm just counting the parts at the Other Berlin shop in my head because I think you're at least on par. With the amount of.
The other cool thing too is we rotate them in and out. So like we'll sell one or we'll have somebody build a new one and be like, okay, who's taking this one home and we got to get this new one in here, and one of the big things about us is like, if you take a park or you buy a park, like you have to make sure you basically sign a contract that's like, when there's an event in Colorado, you're
You bring
bringing
it.
this park to the event,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
think I just counted in my head. I think it's like 15 parks or big obstacles and
Yeah.
a flat thing.
Yeah,
Because
that's
there's like
awesome.
a few bowls and a big mini, which are park-ish.
We got a couple of those kind of things in here
Yeah.
too.
But that's super rad. Like,
So yeah, let me explain kind of just how this FB like started, because I do feel like
please do.
it's pretty funny. So basically, we've been doing the art print design thing for 10 years,
Mhm.
and I've always been into fingerboarding, and I have my personal Cubeco FB page or whatever that's all fingerboarding stuff, but
Mhm.
like joining those together like was tricky. Like, I wanted to, when we had the first event, like I wanted to like post up every single thing, like, yo, we got this fingerboard event coming up, here's all our sponsor packs, like we're going to be doing all these different contests, and the thing is like we have a lot of clients that are on there that like don't want to see fingerboard stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like,
So like we were always in this like limbo where we didn't want to really like hype it up too much, but we did. And like it basically just started coming up like, hey, maybe we should just start like a fingerboard specific this page,
mhm.
just so we have this outlet to like push these events or to push, whatever else is coming up, or maybe products we make for a fingerboard company. And we had some stuff in our case for sale, some like small fingerboard stuff, but nothing
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
So basically, our buddy that works with us now, FB Spliff, his name's Avery. I mean, big shout out to this dude. So basically, he was working at the Fat Fingers store, which was the other store that was in Colorado.
Yes, I remember.
So it was only around for about 6 months, and he basically like, stopped doing that. Kind of in that time, we had a couple parks at our shop, would have some people come by here or there. We kind of had this fingerboard shop, but it wasn't like an official thing. It was
It
more or
was
less
more like a hangout.
we had some space for a couple parks, and like people that were close to us knew that they could come down to use them.
Mhm.
So basically, like, me and Daniel, the other guy that works with me in here, and he was part of Board Life Skate Shop too, which they
Oh.
had a fingerboard park, and they were selling some stuff too. So all those things are kind of intertwined, and both Board Life and the Fat Finger store sort of closed at the same time, and like kind of opened this door for us.
Mhm.
So Daniel started working with us, and we talked, like, hey, maybe we should get Avery to help us like basically run this FB Instagram page, and he came in and we just brought it up like, hey, would you be open to like running a this FB page? And he's like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And more or less it was straight up just going to be an Instagram page where we like posted some things up, and talked about events.
Mhm.
And I mean, we basically started, I think, that night. And like, man, it just like snowballed so fast, like next thing you know, we're like stocking up a case. We're like ordering these goods. The goods are selling faster than we can keep it. We got all these people coming in, all these people being like, hey, can I bring my park there? We got all these amazing builders here in Colorado. So like
That's so
literally it
rad.
just like went from 0 to 100 in like less than a month, and now like here we are, and it's just like, seriously, it's like over half of our business, like half of our business at this point. It's
That's
crazy.
so cool. That's so
Yeah.
cool to hear. Because having a physical location is tough. Like,
Yeah.
I know it like, I would say secondhand from the other Berlin shop, because Timo's a good friend of mine, but yeah, it's his shop. So I hear a lot of things and see a lot of things that he's doing and know a lot of
It's
the
hard.
stress that he's under, and
Yeah.
it sometimes can be tough. Like, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'll put in this disclaimer, and I straight up tell people this. So, you know, we wouldn't be able to have a fingerboard shop if it wasn't for, this Denver, the art print design side of things.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
was lucky enough that we had a successful business and, things were going well enough for that. And we had space. I was into fingerboarding. I knew this fingerboard community and like saw this opportunity to basically like house an area for it to live, and if it wasn't for stickers, if it wasn't for shirts, if it wasn't for any of that, like we wouldn't be able to do that. And the people that are here understand that, and I think a lot of our clients do too. But I tell people like, if you want a fingerboard, if you like this stuff, then you need to tell people like to get some stickers or to, to support this Denver side of it just as much as they're supporting this FB. Cause this Denver is what's fueling this FB to work,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's also why Good Vibes exists, because they also have
the RC drift stuff in there.
They have an additional side of business and not just fingerboarding.
Yeah, and I think that's like, Fat Fingers was in the mall, and I know like they had crazy overhead to run that place, and it was just a fingerboarding. Like that's hard. Like to just straight up open a fingerboard store. Like we have a booming scene here, but like there'll be days that people don't come in, and then all of a sudden we have a day where a lot of people come in. But
even at the other Berlin shop, like those days happen. Like
and the thing is with us is like I love it. I mean, I want as many people to come here and fingerboard as we can, but like it's not an end all be all. We could go a week without a single person buying a single thing or even coming into shred, and it wouldn't make any difference. It's just this other thing that we have that's like helping the cause. So it is good that we're not like stressing over those like this FB numbers. It's more of a thing that we're doing because we love it and we're like a big part of this like community and scene. We're just trying to push it and make it better and have a place for it to live.
I remember a couple of years ago after the Black River store closed and the other Berlin shop opened in its stead. Like there was a time where it was really rough because I think tourism was very slow in Berlin that summer because it was like continuously bad weather. And so for weeks there were like no tourists doing the like, big purchase thing. Because at shops like that, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I see it in the Aussie shop all the time that people want to go there basically their entire fingerboard career. Like anyone who's been fingerboarding a lot wants to go to Aussie at some point.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely on my list.
And when they go there, they usually want to buy something there. Like most people buy a couple of shirts, a bag,
buy stuff.
Pair of trucks, and
definitely.
So if you don't have like multiple people spending like let's say $100 to $200 every weekend, and you just don't have that for a month or two, it gets rough rather quickly.
Tough,
and
for sure.
Gladly, the Aussie shop is in a place right now where they can support something like that, because that was before they had a web shop, and since the web shop, it's gotten much better. But not having to rely on people coming in and buying things, especially in fingerboarding where there aren't a lot of consumables.
It changes the whole vibe. It's definitely a lot more stressful at that point.
Because I mean, I change my decks regularly, and I have way too many trucks and way too many wheels. Like most of them, I just bought because I wanted to support someone or want to have something cool or something new for myself.
I do that all the time.
But other than that, you don't really need new stuff all the time. So having a fingerboard shop that relies on people buying their 5th pair of trucks and their 12th pair of wheels becomes hard,
a little trickier,
rather quickly.
It definitely, we saw that at the beginning. Everybody that we knew was in here all the time, and they were all getting stuff. And now at this point, they're like stocked. But now we're lucky because we have people come. We have people come from all over the nation.
And that's
dude
what
from
you
Alaska,
have to do.
dude from Texas. The other day we had we had a dude from Texas, dude from Missouri, and a dude from Montana all here at the same time, and different, like, they didn't even know that they were going to be here. It was like 3 different places that came here. Yeah, it was amazing. So, and we get that a lot now. So,
and you only get that when you're established for a bit, and when you have something to do there. Like, there are some locations that just aren't really open to the public, or don't have enough space to really have parks, and it's rough because you don't have these people that travel half the country or half the world just to be there.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty lucky here in Colorado. Like, we're pretty centrally located in America, you know?
Yeah.
So we get people from the East Coast, we get people from the West Coast, you know, we got the mountains here, and, you know, weed's legal and all this different stuff. Like, this is a destination place where people come to Colorado for a vacation. And we have people come in that are like, I made it a point to make sure I came to the fingerboard store in Colorado to check it out, you know?
Yeah, same with how Berlin works.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
The other Berlin shop wouldn't really work in a lot of other cities in Germany. Like, it would probably work in Hamburg and Munich, but I think those would be the only other options. Like, I don't think it would work in Stuttgart, where I'm from. It's a like very, very rich city, kind of big, because every German car manufacturer, like Mercedes-Benz and Porsche, both have their main headquarters there. Wow. And a lot of like Bosch and like a lot of the German tech is done there. So it's a huge city. It's very, very well off, very rich, but nobody wants to visit there. It's not really beautiful. Like, I like it
not
because
like a destination city or anything.
Yeah, like the destination is more like a couple hours away from it, because like the middle of the Black Forest starts like a couple hours away from it, like 2 hours or 1 hour. But other cities just don't have the infrastructure for people, or the incentive for people to come there and maybe bring their family and spend a day fingerboarding while their family keeps themselves busy in the tourist center.
It's funny. People get dropped off all the time. They're like, oh yeah, my parents just dropped me off, or my girlfriend just dropped me off. She's going to go do some shopping. I'm going to fingerboard.
I've seen that so many times.
You know, like that's usually how it goes. Every now and then their family will come in. They'll just be like, what? This is crazy. Like, you got all these fingerboard parks? Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
It's cool to hear that it's like a very, very similar vibe.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I mean, we do like First Friday events. So every first Friday of the month, we're like in this like cool, funky art community. So there's like a art walk on first Friday of the month. All the galleries like have new artists showing and stuff. So, you know, every first Friday we have free, you know, open fingerboard sessions. We usually have a ton of people come through, bunch of people walking around the district coming through to check it out, which is like kind of opening up the door for more people to see it, you know, which is great. Like, you know, we have people that come in that are just like, oh my God, like I've always been into tech decks. I didn't know this was a thing. Next thing you know, they're coming here like once a week to buy decks, or, you know, just come in and support us and shred, you know? So it's cool, because I do feel like we're kind of branching out and helping spread that with these like First Friday kind of events just in this district that we are.
That's super
that
cool.
We're in.
Yeah, like I said, events are such an integral part of the fingerboard community, because it's like all about connecting people. Like in the beginning, it's about bringing people into the scene, and after a couple of years, that's where we meet our friends. Like, I have people from all over the world, from all over Germany, and I rarely make time to visit them somewhere, or like we usually meet at Fast Fingers every year, or at the Big Aussie Berlin event, or at the shop at some time, or this event in Leipzig, or this event in Hamburg. Like, that's where we really connect, and I feel like that's been missing in Germany for quite a couple of years, and it's only really getting started again, like right before COVID, like the year before COVID was when a lot of contests started popping up again.
Yeah.
Do you see something like that in the States as well? Like, do you feel like there's an influx of fingerboarding events in the last
Yeah.
years, or was there more of a decline?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like there has been for sure. I mean, yeah, here in Colorado, but here all around, and I know a lot of different people that are putting together events. I mean, we're sponsoring a lot of them, and we're
Mm.
hyping them up. I mean, we're definitely going to be doing our throwdown event every year. Like, it's going to be an annual thing. Number three, this FB throwdown number 3 is on August 28th, so it's coming up.
Ah,
Got a
cool.
bunch of sponsors on for that. Ton of people that I know are coming out, flying
Yeah.
out. I've been telling people, our events had 100 people before we started this FB.
Mm.
We've
So
we've
that's gonna be
easily
big.
grown another 100 to 200 people just since that last event that are like, oh, I'll definitely be at your next event. Now, plus we got like all these other clients and stuff that we're making fingerboard products for, and all these people we're connecting with
Mm.
all across the country that are like, I'm going to make sure I'm at your next event, that are going to be flying in. So, I mean, I'm thinking we're going to have 300 people here. Like, it might be
Let,
totally crazy. It's
let's
going to be
let's hope
amazing.
let's hope that everything stays as it is, and COVID doesn't
Yeah, creep back
come
up.
into
Yeah, it seems
come
like
into the
things have been
picture
getting a
again.
little weird lately. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's
like
not an issue.
at the same day we have the first bigger event in Berlin as well.
Nice. On the
Uh,
28th?
yeah, but I
Cool.
probably can't go because in on that day in the morning at 9 a.m. I get my second vaccine shot, so I'll probably be out of commission that day.
Yeah, I mean we've all gotten them here at my shop, and yeah, the second
Yeah,
one, they weren't that bad. It didn't really affect us too much, so you'll probably be fine.
yeah, let's see. But yeah,
Yeah.
Germany was a bit late to the party.
No, for sure.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to shout out before we transition to the rapid fire section?
Um, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I definitely am feel really lucky to be able to, do this. Like,
Mm.
I have this cool art print design business that's going really well, and I've been able to like tie in this hobby that like, I've always had my whole life, that's now this like booming, when I don't know about booming, but like growing like scene and community and
Mm.
market that like we've been able to kind of link together. And I've met all these amazing people that I consider like some of my closest friends just in the
Yeah.
last
Same.
4 or 5 years,
Same.
through fingerboarding, which is crazy. Like, if you would have asked me 6 years ago if I needed a pile of 30 more friends, I would be like, no, you're crazy. Why would I even do that? And now here I am with this like whole crew of people that are just like my best buddies. And I see them all the time. I'm going on fingerboard trips with them, and
Yeah.
it's just really crazy. We're super lucky. We appreciate the support from everybody that comes in here and talks to us, even if you're not coming in here, but just supporting us outside of there, ordering stuff. It's all part of the program, and it all helps a
Mm.
lot. So we appreciate it.
And I feel like the US has like a big of like you said, a bit of a boom for
Yeah.
fingerboarding, because I'm trying to make it a point to talk to most people that have a physical location.
Yep.
So you were definitely on bucket list for a while, but
Yeah.
there's been a lot. Like,
No, for
uh,
sure. And it's crazy because like we'll have people come by, and it's happened a few times lately, but we're trying to like help help somebody that's in another state, in another town, like telling them how it is that we've gotten to this point and be like, you know, you can do this too. You know, it's so often that we hear people be like, you know, there's nobody in my town that fingerboards, or there's nobody in my state that fingerboards. I'm like, dude, you'd be surprised.
Absolutely.
I was in that same spot, you know, like you'll be surprised. It takes somebody like you to either make a park or put something together, put a small event together, a session, and start like bringing these people out, you know, and introducing them. And then next thing you know, that person's telling their friend and their friend's coming too. And then next thing you know, you got 20, 30, 50 people that are into fingerboarding that are doing it and getting together to do it, you know?
Yeah, I met the only fingerboarder in Helsinki like 3 times in 1 month.
Yeah, I remember hearing you say that. And that's so true. Like people think that, you know?
Yeah, and all of them were like 14, 15-year-old kids, and they were like, yeah, there's no one really in Helsinki, and I never met anyone, and this is the first time I'm fingerboarding with people in real life, and I'm like, wasn't there like another dude here last week? Like, you can probably find him on Instagram because he did a photo with TKY. And
the other thing that I think is a big part of it too is like it's getting a lot cooler. Like, you know, I don't think twice about like pulling my fingerboard out and doing some tricks at the restaurant or at the airport or at the park or whatever, you know, and people are like, whoa, what's that? That, you know, and they think is cool, especially if you can do some tricks, you know, like back in the day when I had a fingerboard, like I was a hardcore skateboarder, you know, like I fingerboard now because I'm always at work. You know, I don't have time to go skateboard and snowboard like I used to. I can do tricks with my fingerboard, which is amazing that I have this outlet. But, you know, when I was going to the skate park, I'd, you know, have my fingerboard or whatever, and people would be like, why you have that? Throw that thing in the trash and do a kickflip on your real skateboard, you know? But now I feel like it's the thing where it's like, if you skateboard, and the skateboarding culture is just getting so crazy these days. It's like, if you skateboard and you don't have a fingerboard, like what's wrong with you? Why don't you have one of these? Look at how cool this thing is. It's a scale model of your skateboard. Why not have one? You know, and it's like becoming a thing where it's like accepted and it's cool to have it, you know?
Yeah, when I first picked up a skateboard again, the first time I went to actually skate was in the local indoor skate park in the mini ramp, because I was like, back then I knew how to skate mini ramp, so that's
transition
where I start again, and that's the story in itself. But there were like 2 people with me shredding the mini ramp for a couple hours, like most people were in the street section, and it was only us 3 in the mini ramp and bowl area for a good couple hours.
That's usually how it is.
Yeah, and one of the guys had a Berlinwood sticker on his helmet and a Black River sticker on his board. Like,
it's crazy, and I feel like it's only gonna get bigger. Like when I was growing up, the skateboarding world was the same as like what I feel like the fingerboard thing is now. Like people would see me with my skateboard and they'd be like, look at this punk kid. Like, what are you doing? You're skating outside. Like, and now it's like this socially accepted thing. Everybody's wearing a skateboard shirt or whatever. And now
or
fingerboarding
skate shoes and
skate shoes. It's like this fingerboarding thing is just like following right in like the skateboarding footsteps, you know, pretty soon. Everybody is going to know about fingerboarding, you know, like, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and I one other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, before we jump into the next section, is I've seen that someone else is also doing a contest in Colorado where they do an after party at your place or at your shop.
Yeah. So USA Fingerboard League, they've been doing a bunch of pop-up events. They did a kind of a contest series run of events. You know, I went out to one in Chicago. Contest series. Like, it was Germany, really cool.
We need something like that. When I saw that, I was so like, cool. That's so rad.
Yeah, and he did a really good job. So I went to the one in Chicago. It was a blast. I came back and there was one in Las Vegas. I made the joke to Avery, FB Spliff. I was like, dude, maybe we should try to go to this event in Vegas. And he's like, actually, dude, that would be really cool. Like, let's try to do it. Next thing you know, we like send a message to our group chat, like, hey, we're thinking about going to do this. Next thing you know, we're going down to Vegas with our team of fingerboarders to an event. Like the fact that even happened and that's a thing is so amazing to me. If you would have asked my 15-year-old self playing with a tech deck that I'd be taking a team of fingerboarders to an event in Las Vegas, like, oh my God, that's so wild. It's so cool.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was totally amazed. And I saw that you also you did quite well in that event.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have placed pretty well in all the contests, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I saw your name popping up all over the place.
Yeah, I can use a fingerboard sometimes, when I'm feeling it. I can do some tricks.
Yeah, I can do it sometimes, but usually not at contests. Like at the very
it's a
last
whole different game at a contest.
Yeah,
a lot more stressful, nerve-wracking.
Absolutely. The very last event before COVID hit, like basically the first weekend of COVID. On that contest, I did quite well because it was mostly people I knew or knew of, or other people I might as well know.
Yeah, that helps. When it's a bunch of your friends around, it's different than when you're at some other thing.
And even if you don't know them, like you just see if someone has been in the fingerboard scene for a while, and you instantly connect with them, and it's much more relaxing than on a big contest. And at that one, I also did quite well. But yeah, on big contests, I usually get too nervous and shaky. But once in a while, especially best trick
contests, feeling it, you can do good for sure. It just kind of depends.
When I was super drunk at Pateo, it worked like a charm.
That
was one of the best contests I did in a while.
Yeah, so the dude had an event here in Denver, USA Fingerboard League, and we've definitely helped him out a bunch. He got a bunch of parks from us and stuff like that for the tour. And I was like, let's throw an after party at this FB so the people that are coming here from out of town can come over and check our shop out. And we actually had quite a few people come by. I mean, we ended up fingerboarding until about midnight.
It already happened. I thought it was still in the future.
No, it already happened. Yep. Yeah, that one already happened. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, so his event started at noon and then went till, I think it was around 6. And then seriously, we came over here at 6:30 and fingerboarded till midnight. It was like the entire day fingerboarding all day. It was awesome. It was such a fun day for sure.
Yeah, I've had many events like that and it's amazing. Can't wait to have that again.
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking forward to our next event. Hopefully it's going to be a blast for sure.
Yeah. So
let me say one more thing real quick. Just talking about that.
Yes.
We're definitely really lucky here in Colorado. We have this crew of dudes that make these amazing parks. Dark Matter, Renegade, Finger Trials, the Collective crew, Sergeant Fingers, Joe D, Northwoods. All these people, August, they're all making these crazy parks. And we just kind of have this place for them to live. So, when we have these events, we'll have 50 parks here or more, just insane level. And we're lucky. I tell people come in and they're like, did you make these? And I'm just like, no, we haven't made a single one of these. We just are lucky to have these dudes making this a reality. It's if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a fingerboard store,
Yeah, I think the Sergeant Fingers guy, I like his stuff a lot. His stuff is super rad.
Him and Renegade, they do this crazy scale miniature stuff where there's smashed pop cans and trash in the corner and cigarette butts on the ground and, cracks and dirt and moss, and it's just wild.
And he's his family is from the same area that I am from in Germany.
Yeah, he goes to Germany pretty often.
Yeah, I literally saw an image of him and was like, that's not in the States.
Yep.
That's in Germany.
Yeah, and I think he just took a trip to Germany pretty recently for sure.
Okay. Because that time was a while ago and he got his he got a tattoo of a coat of arms, and I was like, dude, that's like 10 minutes away from where I grew up. Like,
That's awesome.
it's
Yeah,
literally the other side of a hill. Like,
that's cool.
yeah, but yeah, really cool that you shouted all of those out, because you really need that like core
Yeah,
scene of support. I
yeah,
think the other shop wouldn't exist if it didn't have a strong core scene in Berlin.
yeah. I mean, there's other people
People,
too, like Foul Fingers, he's making obstacles, Muck's making boards, Doom Lagoon's making boards, August is making boards, so it's not just parks, it's also people making boards and like developing products.
yeah,
It's cool. It's really thriving out here. We got a lot of people making creative and awesome stuff, and
yeah.
luckily they got this outlet where they can come and spread the word and sell
Yeah.
it or whatever,
And that's also one of the reasons why I like fingerboarding. You can do like whatever you're good at or whatever you want to do, you can find a way to integrate it
Tie
into
it in
fingerboarding.
somehow. Yeah, for
Like
sure.
like I'm pretty good at working with foam, and foam doesn't really work for fingerboard obstacles. But
Yeah.
yeah, creating all the molds and doing like very precise cuts on my foam wire cutter, like that's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
I can do, and I'm familiar with and know how it works and
That's
know what
crazy.
materials to use and stuff like that. Like
That's
you
awesome.
can just find the thing you're good at and
Yeah.
see how you can make it work. Like there's
Yeah.
a bunch of artists, photographers, like anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's
Cool.
finally start this
Yeah,
section.
sorry. Yeah.
No, absolutely no worries. So a thing I do with all of my guests is that I ask them a list of questions I've written down, and I call it the rapid fire question, but it usually isn't anything but rapid. Isn't rapid at all. So
Yeah.
yeah, don't feel too rushed. But the idea is to not spend too much on each question. But if you want
Cool.
to, no problem at all. So very first question is, what's your favorite wheels?
Definitely lab wheels are really awesome. I definitely got
Oh.
quite a few of those as they first started launching, but now I
Yeah, I
can't get a
haven't
hold
tried
of
them
them.
yet.
Oh
Yeah,
man, they're rad. They're definitely really cool. The way they do different ones are really awesome. Definitely need to shout out Abstract Wheels, Redemption.
yes,
Like,
yes.
man, those wheels, I'd say half the scene here in Colorado like uses strictly those wheels. Like they're
Cool.
amazing. They work really good, great shapes, they roll well, perfect squeak. They're awesome.
Yes, some people hate the squeak. I love the squeak.
Oh yeah, I love it too, for sure.
Like
Blunt slides.
especially non-fingerboarders. Like my boyfriend can't be in the same room when I ride my park. Like
Oh yeah, because it's squeaking. Yeah,
yeah, because with the concrete and granite and
yeah.
like soft urethane wheels,
Oh,
like
it's obnoxious to people that
yeah,
aren't into fingerboarding. It's
yeah.
obnoxious.
But if you're into fingerboarding, you don't
Don't
even
even
hear
hear it.
it.
I don't
Like
even hear it. Yeah, no, for
yeah,
sure.
you're only really aware when I'm sitting in a bar and I'm
Yeah.
fingerboarding. It's like
Oh, this is
is
kind of loud.
yeah, like is the music loud enough to
Yeah.
cover the noise?
Drown
Or,
this out.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fun.
yeah. What's your favorite deck and shape?
Um, that's a tricky one. I mean, I love like supporting people. I love trying new things, getting new stuff, and checking
Same.
out different brands and supporting different people that are doing it. I
Yeah.
got a lot of different boards. I don't think I can pin down specifically one thing that I
Okay.
like the most.
That's also fine. What's your favorite trick on flat?
uh, say tray flip.
It's a classic. What's the favorite trick on an obstacle?
Um, any blunt slide variation, I would
Oh
say. I
yeah,
love I love some blunt slides.
yeah. Especially on a curb with the squeal.
Right? Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Favorite song right now?
Daniel got me listening to this Cobra Man band. They're the dopest. From what is it, Man Ramp, right? Yeah. Warble skate videos, the Man Ramp, the guys that make the Man Ramp music.
Ah,
Oh man,
okay.
Cobra, man, they're awesome.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard of them, but I've definitely seen most of the Man Ramp ones, so I've
Yeah,
probably
they're
heard it.
cool. Cool jams.
Outdoor or indoor fingerboarding?
Let's just go indoor because we have all the parks indoors. But we put them outside sometimes too, so it's a little bit of both, indoor or
Yeah,
outdoor.
and that's also really fun. Like we like during COVID, we took a couple parks to a park. That was also fun.
No, it's cool for sure.
Yeah. Favorite obstacle?
Favorite obstacle that I have, or just to shred, or
to ride on, let's say.
Yeah. I like nice ledges and stuff like that. After doing a bunch of these contests, though, it turns out like I definitely am pretty good at vert riding. So I guess a good mini ramp is always a fun time because it turns out I'm a old ramp dog, I guess. So.
Nice. Yeah, I used to be really good at transition. Like it was basically the only thing I wrote back then, and that's also why I hung around with Martin Winkler quite a lot, because we were riding the big mini for like hours.
Yeah.
No one else was really that interested.
Yeah.
And yeah, but these days, like I have one quarter pipe in my park, and that one is rarely used other than to support another obstacle to not slip away.
Right. Yeah, I definitely like I'm on the program where I like to do as many tricks as I can, like in a row, like I'm trying to do like a long line and stuff like that, as opposed to like this one crazy trick. So I feel like with a ramp, like it's easy to just keep a line going, or like with a park.
That's true.
We're lucky to have parks where I can do that kind of thing, so.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And like a good bowl, like that's also something I really like.
Yeah, and they're hard to find too. That's not something you get a shred on a lot.
Yeah, and hard to make. Like,
yep.
I've been thinking about building one, and it's a process. And if I do it, I do it right. And
yeah, they're tricky. I mean, yeah, they're awesome. Finger Trials makes some really good transition kind of stuff. That's kind of what he's all about. And, it's a good bowl is hard to come by, but when it's there, it's great. It's amazing.
Yeah. Concrete, wood, or granite?
Concrete.
Yeah. Nollie, switch, regular, or fakie?
I do like nollie tricks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm good at fakie tricks.
So, I suck at fakie.
I don't know.
I'm good at nollie. I suck at fakie.
Yeah, I do feel like a lot of times when I get like good fakie tricks, especially like in games of skate, like people are like, "Oh man, I suck at fakie this or fakie that," and I'm like, "Oh,
especially on an obstacle, like in flat, like I do sweat every time someone does a fakie tray, because for some reason I miss half of them, even though it's like not a super technical trick.
Yeah,
but it's just one I suck at.
Yeah,
but with fakie tricks on an obstacle, I miss most.
Yeah, I think I do. I probably do a lot of fakie tricks. So yeah, I guess I'd probably say fakie on that answer.
Do you have hobbies outside of fingerboarding?
Yeah, I'm a total nerd. I got like, RC cars. I love RC cars. I have a slot car track. It's awesome.
Cool.
I got it boxed up right now, but I definitely like have been into that for a long time.
Then you need to visit the Steig in Schwarzenbach.
Yeah, I've thought about bringing the slot car track here into this a couple times. It might end up happening at some point,
because they have an insane thing, and I don't think many people know that.
Yeah, no, that's rad. That would be so cool. Check it out.
It's like half the basement. Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
It's huge.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, mine was definitely big. I got it all boxed up right now, but it'll come out again. I mean, I collect a bunch of old vintage toys. I got like battle beasts and some old stuff like that I collect.
Cool.
Yeah, I got all kinds of weird hobbies. I'm always drawing and creating art and
Yeah.
crafting stuff and making things, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like once you get one weird hobby, you tend to collect a few.
Oh
Because
yeah.
like before you get any weird hobbies, you're like super like it's super hard to get into one of those because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what do other people think, or what's that? And when you've had a weird hobby for a while and you're used to people being weird about it,
Yeah.
like at some point when I hear anything new, it's like that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Can,
cool.
can,
Just
like
accept it. Just a
like
lot more
can
accepting.
you tell me about that?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds
Like
interesting.
I tried so many weird hobbies. Like
Yeah.
I played jugger for a while.
Yeah.
Don't know if you know that, but it's like based on a bad science fiction movie from the 80s,
Yeah, I
somewhere
remember
made somewhere
hearing you talking
in
about it. Yeah.
Australia. Like,
That's
or
awesome.
I've been LARPing for ages, and like once you get over the that's weird thing,
Then it's like it's awesome.
yeah, you give things a chance, and you might end up liking something.
Yeah, I got yo-yos. I'll play with those.
Oh,
Kendamas. We've had kendama events here at our shop that have been super
oh,
cool.
cool.
So yeah, any skill toys, I'm all
Yeah,
about that kind of stuff. I'm a total kid at heart for sure.
yeah. I juggle a lot, and
Yeah, yeah. That's
there's
awesome.
a very close relation between kendama,
And
yo-yo,
yeah, and
juggling.
fingerboarding too, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, because it's
You're
all
doing
about,
tricks.
yeah, and mastering something that looks very trivial. And
Yeah.
because the first time I saw someone do a kendama trick, I was like, okay, and
Yeah.
and then I tried it, and I was like,
It's hard.
okay,
Man, it's hard.
yeah,
Dude, it's hard. That stuff is crazy.
yeah, and making something hard look not hard at all is the art of it.
Yep.
Um, this one will probably be a bit harder. Do you have a favorite fingerboard video?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I gotta say, give a shout out to that Fingers of Fury
Mm,
video 411 back in the day. Seeing that, I was just like, whoa, this is awesome.
I recently tried to watch that and didn't hold up as good.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it, especially on the level that we're at now. But when I
Exactly.
remember when it came out, it was just like, whoa, this is crazy.
Mm. Yeah, and I mean, 4-on-1 doing a fingerboard video is
Yeah.
still insane.
Yeah.
If you could get one Black River park, which one would it be? And it's enough if you can roughly describe it.
Yeah, the one where it's kind of like at an angle. It's got like that center part that's kind of at an angle.
I think that's the G14, the one with the
Yeah,
Euro gap and the stair at
yeah.
the other side and grass between, yeah, and
I
the
mean,
big
I
center block, yeah.
I would think at some point we'll have a Black River Park in our shop. I mean, we've talked about it a lot of times. During COVID, we were considering getting one, and the shipping was like super crazy on it.
Yeah, because
You
I think
know,
they actually do it in uh,
a
like
crate.
not yeah like not even like not like one full container, but the crate fills a lot of a big shipping
Yeah.
container.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been ordering a lot of Black River stuff. We got a few other kind of events kind of lined up with Black River. I
Mm,
mean, those guys are amazing. I feel like we're
yeah.
just I just want to get tied in with what you guys are doing out there and what we're doing out here as much as possible. And I'm
Mm,
hoping at a certain point, we'll be like, potentially like the guys from Sorry or whatever, and kind of link up and potentially be able to get a deal and get one of those in here,
yeah. Yeah, because yeah, the shipping is what kills most people. Like
Yeah.
it's rough. And yeah, here in Germany we don't have that problem, and still not a lot of people have a Black River
Yeah.
Park. And if they do, it's mostly like an old one they basically saved from an indoor skate park or a skate shop that had one like 10
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there are any in Colorado. Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
Northwoods has like the ramp one or whatever, the mini ramp
mm,
one.
okay, the big mini. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he has that one.
Yeah,
But other than
here
that, that's it.
like when I was like first getting into the scene, like in the early 2000s, like pretty much every skate shop had
Yeah,
like
that's
little
amazing.
park.
We
Because
we tried it too. Like when we have a park that we're like, what are we gonna do with this? Like, which sounds crazy that even is a thing. But like sometimes we're
yeah.
like maxed out on space, and we're like, all right, we got to find a new place for this to live. Like we'll go talk to local skate parks or indoor parks or skate shops and be like, well, do you guys want to keep this here? Kind of help spread the word, like
Mhm. Yeah,
so.
and back then, like that was the thing. Like there's this like big chain of skate shops called Titus
Yep.
or Titus, and they they had one in like they have a shop in pretty much every major city in
And they
Germany.
had one in every shop,
In
basically.
pretty much everyone.
Yeah,
Like
that's
not in the
amazing.
one in the city I was living in, of course, because yeah, because I think it was mostly a space concern there,
Yeah,
but
that
pretty
that
much
is a tough thing.
yeah, especially if you're selling
Yeah,
stuff like
you need
spaces
spaces
at
for racks and shirts and boards
yeah,
and all that
spaces at a
instead of parks.
premium. Yeah. Um, do you prefer flat ground with an obstacle or a park?
Yeah, I mean, you got to know the answer to that one. It's definitely park for sure,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah, I love parks as well. Like
I mean,
flat ground
yeah,
with an obstacle doesn't do it for me. Like
I got tons of obstacles, and I mean, I'm always trying to park. I'm lucky to be able to
yeah,
walk into the walk into the park area and just shred. It's
yeah. Like before I rebuilt my park, I had like a handful of obstacles, and most of them are curbs. Like I
yeah.
had a couple curbs, a rail. Like that's pretty much all I needed at home because I yeah I don't use it that often, and my park I film at and do stuff at quite consistently.
So at my desk, from sitting here doing work, I mean, I definitely have multiple features. I got a quarter pipe. I mean, I
Yeah,
practically got a little
yeah.
obstacle
That's where
flat
most of
ground
my stuff
spot.
lives. Yeah,
Yep.
like
And
a
I
curb
definitely like
at the desk. Like yeah.
switch them out. I put different features in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to shred this today, and I just like shred this bench or shred this block or
I
shred this
pretty much
mani
always
pad.
have my simple bench. It's a like granite slab, and yeah, that's my go-to thing on my desk.
Yeah, yeah. I switch them out. I try to rotate them as much as
Hmm.
possible.
Heel flip or kick flip?
I gotta say kick flip, just cause I'm much better at those. But I
Same.
mean, hill flips are nice when you got them. I
Yeah,
just
but
am
I
not
don't
that
got them.
consistent with them. I can do them good sometimes, but
Yeah,
not as consistent as kick flips.
like a straight heel flip manual is a beauty if you do it right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like straight and not super high, and yeah, but it's tough. Do you have a favorite fingerboarder?
I mean, all the dudes on our team are awesome. I definitely would say those guys.
What's your
um,
favorite fruit right now?
are you gonna give me a chance to give a shout out to the
Sure,
to the
sure.
team guys,
Didn't.
or should I call
Ap-
them out now?
no, no. Uh, do it right now. Do it right
Okay,
now.
cool. Yeah. So I mean, basically got Dank Mode on there. He's amazing. Ben Beebe, he rides for Fingerboard Connoisseur too. I mean, that
Hmm.
dude is amazing. Avery FB Spliff. I mean, he works in here with me. He's a huge part of growing the scene here in Colorado. He shreds for sure. Super creative and consistent. And then I mean we got like Flow Team. Those are like our main team riders there. Dark Matter is kind of like our like builder, if you will, park sponsored builder. And then yeah,
Cool.
Flow Team is Slamsville. Tim, he's the one that filmed the Northwoods thing.
Hmm.
He's awesome. He helps film stuff for us too. Rick, Savboy 303, Oogie Boogie, Cody, Pigeon FB, and Lance. Those dudes are all awesome. Joe D, he kills it. Yeah, we definitely got a really good crew of riders, and it's awesome seeing
Sounds
stuff from
like it.
those guys.
Super cool. What's your favorite food right
Oh,
now?
food. Let's go with tacos. I love
Yeah.
Mexican food for sure.
Yeah, sadly never had like real Mexican food because it's
Oh man,
far away.
it just thrives here in Colorado. It's
Uh,
amazing.
do you have a favorite skateboarder?
I mean, I grew up, watching Jamie Thomas, Andrew Reynolds,
Mm.
Chad Muska, all those OG dudes. It'd have to be, some of those guys for sure.
Yeah, I think I still name my favorite skateboarder from back then that probably hasn't stepped on a board
I mean,
in
yeah.
years.
Like I still follow skateboarding pretty close, but like not the same
Yeah,
as when I was,
yeah, like I would
super
read
hardcore into it.
every magazine back then,
Oh yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
a German magazine, so nothing non-Germans know, but I would buy everything. Like I think it came out once a month, and I was there. Like I was at the shop the day it
The
released.
day it came out, yeah.
Yeah, and I would read it like front to back multiple times
Oh
and
yeah. No, I
read
had
every interview
Transworld,
and yeah.
Transworld Skateboarding and Thrasher magazine subscriptions to both of those growing up,
Yeah, I was never allowed to have subscriptions because my dad works in the magazine industry and
Oh,
has been
crazy.
doing that for like 40 years. And he was like, "No, you're not getting a subscription."
Yeah. I could see
Like,
how that could be kind of scammy in his eyes or whatever. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
because
awesome.
he was
That's
like,
funny.
"If you can get it in this town,
Just go
ju-
buy it when it comes
ju-
out.
just ride your skateboard like 2 kilometers there
And
and
go get it. Yeah,
buy it."
that's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah. Do you prefer loose or tight trucks or medium?
I definitely rock pretty loose trucks for sure.
Ah, okay.
I like getting those good pinch crooked grinds and stuff like that and
Do you like it?
tweaking it out.
Do you like when it rattles?
No, definitely not rattling, not that loose.
Not
No.
that loose. Okay.
No. I mean, yeah, it's got spring to it, but it's not
Mm.
not that floppy. No.
Yeah, no people who ride like that or rode like that, and
Yeah, no bushings basically. Yeah, no.
yeah, like
I'm not quite there, but I definitely like them pretty
yeah,
soft.
my former co-host for a while he used to only ride bushings where he basically halved a TKY bushing, like the Black River TKYs.
Yeah.
And I think, or maybe it could have also been like a third. Like it was, like he would take a scalpel and
Cut it
slice
in
it
half.
like
Yeah, I've seen people do
very
that.
precisely.
Yeah.
And when you looked at the trucks, you barely
You
noticed that
couldn't
there
even
was.
see the bushings in there.
Yeah,
That's funny. I've seen some people do that too. That's funny.
yeah. Uh, what's your last personal NBD? So the last trick you did, you were proud of, or that was the first time you
I
did it?
did
Or...
nollie heel flip nose blunt the other day, and I was pretty stoked on that. I'm not. I can barely do nollie heels in general, but like
Same.
doing them into grinds, like I definitely will work on that while I'm sitting at my desk on the feature or whatever.
Yep.
And I definitely was trying and got a nollie heel nose blunt, so I was pretty stoked on that for sure.
Yeah, I can show you something later because I filmed a trick for my video part that I'm working on, where I did also a nollie heel, and I'm not good at nollie heels.
Yeah.
I did it into a grind, and it looked nice.
Man, when you get them good too, especially on a trick where you're not comfortable with, it feels like so good and satisfying. You're just like,
It
oh
does.
my God, I can't believe I just landed that. That's awesome.
It absolutely does, and you can see it in my face.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so cool.
Do you prefer to have one setup or multiple setups?
Yeah, I definitely got a ton of setups for sure. And
Yeah.
I'll have one that's like kind of like my go-to, but even that, like I'll even rotate them like once a month. I'm like, all right, I'm going to start using this one more. And like,
What's your go-to right now?
What is it? I
Yeah.
got a chems board right now that I
Huh.
kind of is like my one that I've been going to a lot. With
What-
redemption wheels on it too.
One wood ones or one of the 3D printed layered ones?
What was that?
One of the wood cams or one
Oh
of the?
yeah, no, it's a wood one. It is a wood one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like I'll switch them out. I'll rock that one. Games of skate, and when we're playing games or whatever, shredding with people, I'll use kind of the one that I've been using. But then
Yeah,
I'll switch
same.
it out, month to month. I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna start rocking this one more. I don't know.
Every time I meet people with multiple setups, I play something that I coined from, because I've been playing Magic the Gathering since the late
Yeah,
90s. And in Magic, there's a thing called Sealed, where you each open like 6 packs of Magic cards and build a deck of that. And
yeah.
there's a variant of that called Rich Man Sealed, where everyone buys a box for $100 and then plays with that, and you play against each other with what you got from a whole box.
Yeah,
And
I think I've heard of that
and
before.
yeah, and I coined in relation to that, I coined it a Rich Man Game of Skate, where you basically pull out as many decks as both of you have, and every time you have you get a letter, you have to switch your setup.
Oh, that's amazing. That
And the
is
first
so
one
cool.
who's out of setups loses. But you
Oh,
have to start with the same number. That's the only
oh
crucial bit.
man, that is so cool. That is cool. I'm gonna definitely implement that. I mean,
So
the other dude, Dark Matter here in Colorado, he's got a lot of boards, and we've always talked about just like putting all our boards together and taking some shot of all of them. But I'm gonna
yeah,
tell him next time he comes, we're playing that game. That is amazing.
that it's super fun, and
That's cool.
the more boards you have, the better it gets. Because
Yeah. So when you get a letter, you basically lose that board. Yeah.
and you have to switch to the next one, and you can't,
Oh, that's so sick.
and
I
and
love
you
that.
have
That's
and you have to
awesome.
write that board for as long as you don't
Until
get a
you lose a
letter.
letter. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool. That is cool. Nice one.
yeah. Yeah. That's the only like useful thing
Oh
for
man,
multiple
that's so
setups.
cool. That's such a creative game.
Yeah. Um. What's your most hated trick in a game of skate? Speaking of game of
Yeah, I was
skates.
thinking about this one. I would have to say like a 360 shove it. I mean, I can do them, but I'm not very
How dare
good.
you?
I mean, I can't figure out how to like pop them up and get them like for perfect little flat spin. And the other dudes that like are on the team that are here shredding all the time, like they all got them dialed like perfect. So they just
When
get
we're
me
done,
all the time.
I'll send you like a 2 minute video tutorial and go learn
Yeah.
them.
I mean, these guys, they try to tell me how to do it all the time. I just like, I always flip. I mean, I can get them, but like in a
Mhm.
game of skate, like the chances of me getting that trick nice is pretty rare.
I definitely know those kinds of tricks. Like
Yeah.
for me, that's a switch 360 shove it. Like
Yeah.
that trick,
I can
like
actually do them switch and fakie and nollie better than regular too, which is stupid.
fakey as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I can do a
because
fakie pretty
because
decently.
I feel like there's a like you're either really good at nollie shoves, fakey shoves, and stuff like that, or you're good at regular 360 shoves. Like
Yeah.
I, because the technique is quite different with a regular shove and a 360 shove.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
the guy I started the podcast with, he's so good at like fakey shoves, nollie shoves, switch shoves, regular shoves, but he can't do a 360 shove in a game of skate. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
landed
I'll
some,
be that guy for sure.
but yeah, but when we're like playing with obstacle, he will do like a shove it nose grind or shove it 5-0, and I'm like, "Ugh, I can't do that. Like
Yeah.
I can do a 360 shove nose grind or a
Yeah.
360 shove
You'd
5-0.
get me on that trick every time if we were playing a
Yeah,
game of skate for sure.
it's definitely like a divide of people who
Yeah.
can either do the one or the other.
Yeah. That's funny.
What's your favorite beverage?
I drink a lot of energy drinks, but
Oh,
I wouldn't call that my favorite beverage. I'd say like I don't know, a margarita or michelada kind of thing, maybe.
yeah, nice. Cats or dogs?
I gotta say cats. I've got a cat for a long time. He's awesome. So
Oh, nice.
cats.
Would love to have a cat again, but I became allergic.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Had cats for like more than 20 years and suddenly became allergic.
I think that happens to people too. That happens to people pretty often.
Yeah. It's so weird. Do you have sponsors? Or, I mean, we shouted out everyone on the team already. Otherwise, you could do it here as well.
Yep. Yeah. No. No. I don't really have any sponsors. I mean, definitely all the guys have been trying to get me to get a good photo and do a cool team rider thing for this, for sure. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but
yeah, would love to see a team edit. I love team edits.
We've definitely been talking about doing something like that, and then also doing a session/video premiere where we like get a projector and we have a projector, blast it up on the wall and have it, like a real
I still haven't been to like a fingerboard video premiere at the other shop. And
video premiere is like what we want to do for sure.
And I would love to do one, and I actually have something in mind.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, we're definitely looking to do more of that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah. 32 or 34 millimeter? Or I think now it's also 36.
Yeah.
I need to alter that question.
Yeah, I have some of each. I think I probably have more 32s, and I'd probably say I'm more consistent with 32, but I mean, yeah, whatever, I guess I'm up for whatever.
Yeah, I think if you ride a lot of setups, you tend to be able to switch to a totally different style rather quickly. Like, I can ride a 36, but like lately I've been only riding one of my type of setups, like exclusively.
Yeah.
And as soon as I switch to a different board now, because I'm not hanging around at the shop all the time.
Yeah.
Where I bring like a couple setups, switch them around. Like, now I'm just alone at my park and ride the one I ride every day. Like,
yeah.
So I gotten a lot less used to different boards.
It's definitely tricky switching to a different board. Like, it'll take me a little bit of time to kind of get back used to it, But yeah, it's crazy how tiny little differences can make such big difference,
Absolutely, but like when you think of it, like it's such a tiny thing, so a millimeter changes everything.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, and like the first time I went to the other shop and saw someone setting up a 34 millimeter deck, and I was still there with my 26 millimeter Berlin wood with Tech Deck trucks.
Yeah,
with the like pre-cut foam tape from like 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, remember that?
Yeah, like that looked so wrong to me.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
so I think coming from the era of how big were those Tech Decks when they first came
26,
out? I mean,
26.
Is that how big they were? I have some that like are so tiny, like
if you see them today, they look so flimsy.
Yeah.
Like but 26, that's why Berlinwoods were 26 back then, because they were the same width as Tech Deck trucks, and also the same length originally.
And I'm just looking on this thing. I feel like I have some that were even narrower than 26. Like, I'm talking like 20 millimeters, maybe. Maybe even smaller than that.
The keychains definitely could be, but the Tech Decks were 26 millimeters. I'm fairly certain that they were 26 from the beginning.
Word.
But I would love to be proven wrong, because
I got a pile of them. I'm going to check it out because I'm actually curious when I get home. I feel like they were so...
Yeah, sure. Let me definitely know what the outcome is.
That's funny.
What's your favorite Instagram follow? So the account you like seeing stuff of the most?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to me when I see like somebody come in here and they film some sweet tricks and they like, you know, put an edit together like, yo, I was at this FB and, you know, here's the clips I got. That place is amazing. Like, I like seeing that more than
Yeah, that's always super
anything.
cool.
I
Like
mean,
every
it's
time,
so cool.
every time I like someone posts a Aussie Berlin shop
Yeah.
trip video, like I watch those things so much.
And the thing is, like, I'm here doing work, even on like a Friday. I mean, the guys will tell you I'll be in here in the office working most of the time.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll come out and shred a little later after I kind of wrap up the day or whatever, but like
Yeah,
I'm not seeing the tricks that people are doing. So like when
yeah.
I see it, I'm just like, oh my God, that dude just did that on like that rail or that stair set or like, whoa, that was an amazing like trick that just went down. And, you know, it's cool to
Mhm.
see that, you know, from team
Yeah.
riders or just from people that come in, you know, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think seeing people come in is one of the things I love the most about being a local at the Aussie shop, because
Yeah.
there are parks that I've probably played games of skate that are in the hundreds. Like uh, the Stoned Park there, I probably played a couple hundred games there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
No
cool.
kidding. But like last 5 years, most weekends, like yeah.
That's cool.
What's your favorite overall company? Or you can also shout out a couple.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I mean, I talk to so many people. We do a lot of work for a lot of different people. You know, I'm just stoked that there's so many, you know, cool brands and companies and makers out there that are out here doing this and making this a reality, you know.
Mm,
I don't think that I can definitely say like this one is my favorite because there just are a lot. You know, everybody here in
yeah,
Colorado,
that's
but
fair.
everywhere, you know, across the country and across the world, like it's amazing what people are doing with the fingerboards, making wheels, making trucks, making decks. You
Absolutely.
know, different types of tape, like just all kinds of crazy stuff. Parks, features. It's just cool seeing all of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much the perfect place to end it on.
Cool.
Yeah, so thank you so much for doing this and for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and I'm really stoked to be able to, for sure.
Absolutely likewise. So, yeah, thank you everyone for listening, and you'll catch me in the next episode. Bye.